States of a Nation. We are here with Todd Hafner as we preview Week 8, week number 2 of the North Division action, as we are going to have the fastest game of the week. We've already determined this, but the two option teams, William Penn against Peru State, so it should be a fun one. It always is, that when you just figure out who's the better option team.
Well, and that's, the thing about it is they're really good. Their record doesn't indicate how good of a football team they really have. They've got some bad breaks and some things like that, but they're playing good football. They're really good on defense. They fly around. Offensively, we know what we're going to get, and you just have to make sure to limit the big play. And last couple of years, I say the last 3 years since we've been in the Heart, the games have been really close, and I wouldn't expect anything different this week.
Yep. All right, before we get into talking too much about Peru, let's definitely rewind, talk about homecoming. Awesome, fun win against Culver-Stockton. Probably, definitely closer than it has been in the past, but Culver's an improved team, and they gave us a heck of a fight, but in the end we snuck it out like we seem to do on homecoming. We only lost once.
We have, and that was a close game, I think.
I think it was too.
So anyway, it was a fantastic game, and Coach Sally's doing a great job with that football team, building it the right way, and it's one of those situations where he started from ground zero, and he played a ton of freshmen last year. They're playing with a ton of sophomores this year, and but he's a great coach. He's a great person, and they're doing it the right way. And so it's it's like I told him after the game. I'm mad at him for doing it like this, because he really is. The kids play hard. They're well coached, and they're definitely going to be a team in the future to be reckoned with.
Right, definitely. You guys came up with just big play after big play in defense. Offensively, we just did enough. We had some good periods, and then at times they really slowed us down. But at the end, the experienced experienced players came up with some big plays.
They did.
And everything, and they knew how important it was to also start North Division, knowing that playoffs are likely probably not going to happen, but you never know. If you get two big wins at the end, you might get vaulted in.
Well,
so you're still playing for a conference title.
Well, and that's the whole thing. We've got a lot to play for here. We've got a lot. We've got a conference championship. We've got, looking down the road, we've got a ranked team next week and a ranked team in 2 weeks with the Rock and Ladder Trophy thrown in there. And there's a lot going on right now, and we're starting to we're finally getting back healthy. I know that sounds crazy, but we've been really banged up. We're starting to, we feel good about where we're at with our health, and we just got to keep plugging along. We've got to make sure that we focus week to week, and we have to play so disciplined this week. It's like spring ball, we even went ones versus ones for a little bit on Wednesday, and just to give our defense and our offense a good look at what we're going to see. And so, we're excited. Our kids have done a really good job, preparing this week, and I think we're ready to go.
Definitely. All right, well, now we can talk about Peru. But as you've mentioned before, you said the defense is really strong. The offense might not be as good as what they have been in the past, at least from what I've been hearing from the other coaches, etc. I guess let's break down their offensive side first. The option's the option, but is there something that maybe they lean on a little bit more in respect?
Against us, the plays that have beat us has been the play action passes.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Here 2 years ago, that's what it was. That's how they scored their touchdown. Last year, that's how they beat us.
Right.
They threw 2 long play action passes on us, and we didn't take care of the ball very well last year either. They did a good job of doing some things that kind of caught us off guard, and we turned the ball over. We turned the ball over inside the 20 twice going in, and so we have to make sure, because we turned it over right out of the gate last week, and so we need to make sure that we take care of the football. And but offensively, we just have to make sure that we have our responsibilities taken care of. And it's the same thing that everyone has to go through when they play us, is you have to change your mindset. You have to be a disciplined football team, and up front on defense, you're not so focused on rushing the passer as you are tackling the dive. And the linebackers are tackling the quarterback, and the secondary is tackling the pitchback, and so you have to have that mindset on every single play, because if one person doesn't do their job, it's a big play. And that's what we live on.
Exactly.
And that's what they live on, and they do it very well. And so we just have to make sure we're disciplined and make sure we don't give them extra chances.
There's no heroes in this game, really. Everybody's you just do your job. You have 11 solid performances, and that will get the job done.
Exactly.
Nobody has to go out and again get a sack or get an interception or get a 10-yard or a turnover or something. Just stay in your role.
That's right, and make them punt.
Yeah,
and get them to fourth
down.
Make
it be a boring game. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, for defensively,
exactly.
Let's make it boring for them. But they're going to do a good job. I mean, their play action passing game is really good, and if our secondary gets our eyes in the wrong spot, someone's going to run right by us and it's going to be wide open.
Right.
And so we need to do a good job, and we have all week. So let's hope we can carry it over.
Definitely. Keys to success in the end. Again, I mean, you talked about turnovers. You talked about being disciplined. That's really the big deal. But anything else?
Yeah, last week we weren't especially good in special teams, and Coach Strong coaches those things, and he came to me and said, "Hey, look, we'll be better," and I know we will be, but I think that could be the key, because we both know each other's offense and defense, and it may be hard at times for the offenses to move the ball, and I think that that it sure could come down to a field goal or a block punt or a long return or something like and so tomorrow, looking at the forecast, the wind could be a factor. We're talking 25 to 30 mile an hour winds, and
so it's 45, 50.
Exactly. That's exactly right, and it very well could be. And so you need to make sure you're doing your part in the kicking game, and I think that but besides the two things that we've already talked about, I think the kicking game could win or lose the game.
Well, and it could be all the game. I mean, it could be very much just straight run, because if it's that windy, you're not throwing the ball anyhow.
Well, really, and really, you make it tough to even punt into a wind like that. So you may have to take some chances and make sure you're trying to get yourself to third and short, fourth and short, and trying to get first downs that way. And so it could be a very strategic game, just because of the wind and how that could play such a factor.
Definitely. All right. Well, like you said, Coach, lots to play for. So it'll be a exciting one, interesting one. Like I said, a lot of people will be like, "Well, this is kind of boring. They're running the ball over and over." But that's what these two teams do best, and it'll be fun to see again who comes out with a better option.
Well, I think last year or 2 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago, we played a TV game over there, and even with the commercials and everything, it was 2 hours and 35 minutes.
Exactly. And it was still I think it was like 34-31 in the final score. So it's not like the offenses weren't getting it done.
Right.
Yeah, I'm predicting 2 hours and 15 minutes, and in a William Penn victory.
And there you go.
Exactly.
All right, thanks for that.
All right, got your back.
Okay, thanks.
Cover you. All right, well, Coach Hafner and the Beard, by the way. The Beard will come away victorious tomorrow. 12 o'clock start out at Lacey Complex Stadium. Hopefully you can come out. If not, actually you won't be able to see, but hopefully you come out and you'll see something interesting on the press box. But and we'll have more information on that down the road. But anyhow, 12 o'clock start, and if you can't see it, everything's on statesmanathletics.com. So best of luck.
Thank you.
All right.